Righto, we've had our fun in Strahan and the northwest coast and the west coast. So today we head off from Strahan up through Queenstown, stopping at a couple of waterfalls and Lake St Clair National Park where there's heaps of walks. In fact, there's a walk, the overland track finishes here, starts at Cradle Mountain. I think it's a 4-day walk, which is pretty cool. There's a good map there, and there's lots. We just did a walk that was an hour and a half or something and go to some pretty cool waterfalls. Along this road, there's also a few other waterfalls to stop at. As I said, it's about a 4.5 hour drive from Strahan down to Hobart. Stopped at that Derwent Bridge, there's a roadhouse there for some brekkie, which was quite nice. I actually did video this, and the only real cool part of it was coming up out of Queenstown. It's an amazing road. It's first gear in the big girl with the caravan on the back. But anyway, I lost all that video because my technology skills aren't that good. We're down into Hobart now. We went to Hobart, dumped the van on the eastern shore, actually, where we're staying at Bellerive, and went straight down to Constitution Dock and ticked another item off the bucket list, the old fish and chips, blue-eye trevally, straight from the docks. Constitution Dock, Muir's Seafood, happy days. Another box ticked, blue-eye trevally and chips at Flipper's floating seafood shop, except now there's 4 or 5 floating food shops, but anyway, see if this is still the best.
Carvings of the doorway, right? So you see the ladies in there, but see there's guys like crouched under the block.
What is that? Oh, there is too.
Yeah.
There's blokes holding that building up. Yeah, the city of Hobart is beautiful just to walk around. Constitution Dock's beautiful, especially if you're down there at New Year's because all the Sydney Hobart boats are in, but there's all beautiful old boats like this. And a lot of the boats going to Antarctica actually start from here. This is where they all hang out. And nearly every afternoon you'll see yachts out like this just sailing every afternoon on the Derwent. Pretty cool. Salamanca Market over there, usually. In Salamanca Place. Funny that. Tugboats. What a weapon. It's worthwhile allowing an afternoon just to cruise around the harbour and just go for a nice walk in around even the city. The city's beautiful, all the old convict built bricks, beautiful, isn't it? Brick buildings, and yeah, get yourself fish and chips and all the rest of it. These boats are the ones that do the trips out to like the Iron Pot and down around the south coast. And the city is really easy to get around. Like, I remember we were down there once, had to go to Bruny, and we allowed like an hour to get over the other side. And we come through at 9 o'clock in the morning, worst time for traffic, and we got through the whole city in like 10 minutes. It is really easy to get around, really well managed traffic. Have a go at the mountain. That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Mount Wellington with a rainbow. Mount Wellington, there we go. Look at that, full on rainbow. That's pretty cool. In fact, where that rainbow is where the southwest track goes, or north-south track, whatever they call it, the mountain bike track. Bellerive Yacht Club.
Yes.
Mount Wellington is everywhere. No matter where you drive in Hobart, there's always Mount Wellington. Just drizzling up there occasionally. Looks pretty cool. It's trying to. Big bridge. This bridge got knocked over in 1976 when I was 10. We come down and had a look. Google it. Cars were all falling into the water. The whole middle section got knocked out by a ship that hit one of the pylons when it was way up to the zinc works, I think. And yeah, the whole middle, there's all famous shots of HQ Holdens and stuff hanging over the edge, teetering, and cars running into the back of them and knocking them off. Yeah, it was 1976, there you go.
How many people died?
I don't know how many people died, but a few did, and it'd be right about, probably about here. Because no, it must have been about just up here, because you couldn't see. The road just looked like it disappeared off the edge, and it did. So it was pretty shit. Yeah, we're only 10, Dad brought us down to have a look. Look at the mountain. Oh. Got to have a look at that later. Mount Wellington still. I'm telling you, everywhere in Hobart you can see Mount Wellington. So up Mount Wellington doing the morning walk. Don't know if you can see that in the dark. Oh, of course you can. Little wallabies just cruising beside us. Where's the third one? God, that must be cold. Oh, there's three. Even looks cold. Probably got him by surprise. Have a look at this view. Oh, this is cold. It's like 4 degrees. Oh. Jeez, that's cold. Oh, beautiful, isn't it? Righto, lads, you can have your mountain back now. It's too cold for us. That is freezing. That's a really good idea at the time. Oh, you got to do that. It's not that early. We had to get up at 5, drive up Mount Wellington. It's only half hour from Bell Reef where we're staying. Come on, heaters, to watch the sunrise over Hobart and Mount Wellington, and we'll put the time lapse thing up in a few photos. It's absolutely beautiful, but it's 4 degrees outside with a wind with about, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 kilometres, 10 kilometre wind. My hands are frozen, my big girl. Oh, and but on the way up, even I think the 12 Ks of actually on the mountain, we saw what, I don't know, 40 furry animals bouncing around, and just up here there's a couple of wobblies. It's actually, yeah, it's pretty cool, but it's just cold, and I'm in shorts. I'm not really intelligent. Need to buy me some trousers.
24-hour toilets available at...
Even though it was bloody freezing, that was well worth the trip up there. The wind chill factor, I'll tell you what, I had no tripod or anything, so my hands were on the phone the whole time, no gloves, and my hands were frozen all the way back down the hill. They actually ached. Anyway, it was cold. Yeah, it's a really cool road up there. It's been closed occasionally when it's snowing. They don't let you drive up past a certain point if there's heaps of snow, but they usually put the grader on it and then let you in. It's a pretty cool little track down. The views are just sensational, and halfway, if you're into mountain bike riding, halfway down here, I think it's where the Dunnies are, there's a track that takes off called the North-South track, and it takes off from halfway up Mount Wellington here, if someone can drop you off here in here somewhere, and it heads out towards Glenorchy, so someone can then drive around and pick you up from Glenorchy. It's mostly downhill obviously, but yeah, very good mountain bike track. Down here, when I get to the bottom of this road, watch these mountain bikers, these push bikers go past. I pulled out behind them, did not see them again. They were going so quick. Apparently they're a professional group of riders and they just do this lap all the time, but I would do the same road for another 5 or 6 Ks, did not catch them, so yeah, bloody quick. Beautiful place to drive around, look at the lack of traffic. Even driving down through the city, I think this is called Davy Street from memory, but it's just really old buildings still. All the old buildings seem to just stay there and get looked after. So it's pretty cool after coming from the Gold Coast where everything appears to be very new. But yeah, the city's beautiful. This is going down right through the middle of Hobart City. Beautiful old buildings. This domain area they call this, and on your left is the botanical gardens if you're into that sort of stuff. And back up over the bridge to the eastern shore. If you're ever down here during Sydney Hobart, it's worth driving around this side down the eastern shore and right down south, and you can watch the yachts come across Storm Bay about 2 or 3 days after Boxing Day when they start. Pretty little town, look at that. Yachts galore. Kettering. About to get on the barge to Bruny Island. A bit warmer now after our 4-degree excursion this morning. Bloody beautiful place, isn't it? I could walk around those yachts for hours. Kettering. Bloody beautiful. Wow. Day for it. Oh, it's a little baby one. So we're off the ferry, off the barge, and you come off the barge and you sort of turn right and go down across the neck to the bottom of Bruny, which is where we're staying at Adventure Bay. But could have had a little bit of time to spare before we can probably get into where we're staying. We just thought we'd hang a left and go north. Den's Point, what's it called, Denny's Point, or Den's Point, Calora, Barnes Bay, just a big loop up here. Didn't know it was gravel at the time, but that's okay, it's a pretty good road. So we're just going for a bit of a cruise. The views around are just beautiful, like every time you climb a hill, it's ocean and paddocks and sheep and stuff. Pretty good. Different when we come around this corner, I don't reckon. Wind you the baby. There's the ocean down there on your right, up. We're going to pass the driveway there. They've got an esky at the bottom of the driveway and homemade cold pressed olive oil, $20 a bottle. Just sitting in an esky. Pretty funny. Oh my god, look at that view. Oh. That bay down there, what's that called? What a beautiful day. Hope it's like this tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going on a boat that goes around the Southern Ocean and looks at sea lions and stuff right down around the south of Cape Bruny. So you've got the view over one side of the island, then a minute later this is the view over the other side of the island. This would be a great place to do a lap on the e-bike. How lazy is that? These cows must have the best view in Australia. one at Woolnorth. The cows at Woolnorth have got a pretty good view. So here we go, this is Den's Point. Denny's Point. Wouldn't mind finding a curry scallop pie. That'll tick another box off the list. Slow. It's like a little shack town, isn't it? It's just beautiful, isn't it? Oh, it's down there. This is the main road still.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Oh. What a place to have a boat. Let's go for a swim. Nebraska Road. So we still actually on the main road? If so, where's the cafe? Oh yeah, that goes right around here. Oh wow.
Can't really tell from this map.
Look at the colour of this water. That is so inviting. They're big oyster farms over there, are they?
Salmon or oyster?
Oh, it could be salmon, yeah. So this is Kalora Bay area as well now. Beautiful. So we went back past, we did a lap around Kalora and all that. We've gone back past the ferry turn off now. We're just coming into the north side of the neck. We've got Get Shucked Oyster Farm. We've got a beer and cheese where they brew their own beer and make their own cheese, which we're definitely going to do. And what was the other one? There was something
honey.
else. Oh, there's a honey place here too. It's pretty cool honey. All in this area. It's all very close. It's good. Bruny Island. Oh. Loving that view of whatever, of water wherever you are. Turquoise water. It's beautiful. Hopefully the weather stays like this. Here we go. Cheese and bread. Cheese and bread. Artisan Cheese and Bread Cafe. We go dump the caravan first.
Yeah.
All the little people there. Joyce. This is the actual neck that joins North and South Bruny. From what I gather, looking at the map on the dash, it's about 4 k's long, the skinny bit. Trucking any lookout and rookery. I don't think I'll take the caravan up, mate. Oh, that's just a parking spot. crappy road. This road's actually worse than the gravel road. And this one's the one you'd think would be heaps more traffic on it. Look at those rock walls. Pretty cool way. Cliffs. Pretty little shacks. Welcome to Adventure Bay. Roadside views like this everywhere. You end up just stopping all the time. Very nice. Roadside views like this. Have a look at that. Those cliffs. Pretty spectacular. And more roadside stuff. Bit chilly. To 36. That's amazing. Oh. Look at that. With the lighthouse right behind me, that furthest point we can see over there, just around the corner from there, is as far south as you can walk. That is actually the southernmost point of mainland Tasmania, if you like. But you can drive to Cockle Bay, I'll show you the map in a minute, and walk into a bay, but it's not quite to that tip, it's just to a bay. But this is pretty far south. If you walk in about, I think it's 14 kilometres over there, you can get to as far as you can go south. But we've just discovered, I don't know if you can see it on this, but right out there, there's a little lump on the horizon called Eddiston Rock, which is also classed as Tassy. So we've just had a look. If you look at the distance from the tip of Cape York to where we are now, go that distance again, that way, plus a little bit, you're in Antarctica. That's why it's cold. Pretty rugged coastline, isn't it? Wow. Yes, these rocks over there, and that point, which is that point, is where we go tomorrow in the boat. Oh, step there. Have a go at the size of these ants. That is like 25mm long. I'm not going to put my finger as a guide because they bite. That is huge. You know, they call them inchmen because they're inch long. Righto, Cockle Creek that I spoke about, well worth a visit. We didn't bother going this time because Karen went arse up on the Montezuma's track and broke her arm. So she wasn't really in for a walk like this, but from Hobart, it's 2 hours drive to as far south as you can drive in Australia. And there's some cool stuff to see on the way. It's worth having a look. So you've got Huonville, which is pretty cool. There's a wooden boat museum, and then you go down through here, down through Dover, Hastings, and you go to Southport here. Southport is the southernmost pub in Australia. So you can go in there for a beer. Used to be a Lonna Hotel over here on Bruny Island, a Lonna Hotel, which is now called Hotel Bruny. And I got a stubby holder from that pub which says Australia's southernmost pub, but then 2 years later I got one from this pub which says Australia's southernmost pub. Anyway, this is a really nice area to have a look around. But you drive down here to Cockle Creek. Now this is an old whaling station, this bay here, beautiful bay. And I'll put up a few photos. I didn't go this time, as I said, because Karen broke her arm, but you do that walk. I think it's 4 hours return maybe. And you walk all the way across to this point just here somewhere. And you look across at this point. You can't actually get to the end of this point, to this tip, but you look across at it So it's as far south as you can go in Tassie without being in a boat. Well worth the walk, I reckon. And there's heaps of other stuff to do in this area, like there's Tahoon Air Walk. Tahoon. Anyway, you have to Google it, Tahoon Air Walk. But you go there, it's a big, it's on the Huon River. Actually, it might be near Huonville because it's on the Huon River. Anyway, Tahoon Air Walk. It's a big, big cantilevered bridge up in the air which takes you out amongst the treetops, which is pretty cool. And if you're into mountain bike riding, you've got Medina, which has just got wicked mountain bike tracks down the side of the hill. Once again, well worth, if you're into mountain biking, oh yeah, here's all the tracks. You can actually see them if you zoom in. Well worth it. That's just such a good mountain bike park. All good. Anyway, that's the other stuff to do in the south of Hobart. Yeah, so this is Cockle Creek. You can camp down here. There's a camping ground there. Sometimes it's really busy, sometimes it's not. It's the luck of the draw. Yeah, the South Coast track. So 4 hours return. And as you can see, we did it with a young fella. Now this is years ago, but I can't imagine it's changed much. Pretty easy walk. And it's funny, as you get to the end of it, it's you come up over the last, see it's all sunny there and looks nice and jumpers off. You come up over the last bit and you're on the Southern Ocean and it's just howling. It's like black sand dunes and black rock and it's just howling, huge swell and blowing its ass off, which was really weird. And then you walk back up over the dune again and you're in the peace and tranquility. So this is us today.
And that's where these trains keep continuing, rode away, millions and millions more years, eventually forming sidetracks or isolated islands. Or even find if it's rock still attached. That's what something is.
Oh well. Oh my God.
It's South Dalton hard. Why do you think McDonald's we're ever going to get here on Bruny?
I've always wanted to do that.
It's got some monument Nick's driving's pretty monumental. A bit of context, I know you look after and you go, oh yeah, cool. It has the brick, 45 metres tall. You're looking at about 7 of those stacked on top of each other.
Over there you see something that resembles the Kimberleys. On top of that, right in front of us, we have a beautiful British beach.
this is the Neck free camp area, I think, on Bruny, just at the south end of the Neck. Bruny Island Neck Game Reserve, day use and camping area. Campfires must not be left unattended. Oh yeah. There's no one down Cloudy Bay as well, we've noticed. One down Cloudy Bay, they need a four-wheel drive because you've got access via the beach. Oh wow, she packed. Oh, there's a bit of room here. Have a little look. What's that little camper, Karen? What's that name of that one?
I'm just trying to see. Can't see your name.
Oh yeah, she's pretty. If you're in here, eh? That's okay, I suppose. Fairly big area, but you wouldn't want to be relying on it because you can't book this one. Yeah, it's full up there. Oh my god! So this is this free? Does
Yes.
it say in your book? It is free.
Well, there's no dollar sign to it.
Yeah, and the other camp one we are the stupid one.
Although it says self-registration back there, so what does that mean?
Self-registration, I don't know. But yeah, you could probably... Yeah, no, it's pretty busy. If you really had to, you could probably throw a swag out for the night, but I can't believe how many people are here. There's more campers here than there is at the one where we are. What's the one we are called? Captain Cook.
Captain Cook.
The one we're called Captain Cook something or other. And it's a basic, pretty typical caravan park really, but it's very basic, like I'd rather be here. This is nicer. But I don't know how you get room, you just have to jag it. Oh, there's heaps more room up over there, eh? Let's have a little look. Yeah.
Still pretty full though.
Oh,
Look at all those people.
yeah, this bloke's just parked literally on the side of the road. You'd probably be right. Oh, more into the left there. Geez, there's a lot of people in here. There's a lot of people crammed in here. The big bush tracker.
They're probably here for the penguins as well.
Yeah, see, this is the best place to stay. Oh. I think that's the end of the road. These two, I'll do a Yui. Yeah, this is probably the best place to stay for to watch the penguins. In the run over old mate's tent. Anyway, there you go. That's the camping ground, the free one. There you go. She full. Well, yeah, we're just reading the notice board. It's not much. It was $10 a night for two people.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cheap. And it's right near where the penguins are, so if you're here to watch the penguins, it's probably the ideal spot if you can fit in.
It was at Coles Bay.
You right?
I thought he's at Coles. People riding their bikes.
I think so, yeah. So this is what's going to the Alana Hotel again for a feed because it was really good. And it's just easy and we're lazy. So, but the other free campgrounds, there's one down at Cloudy Bay, like I said, on the beach. You need four-wheel drive and tides to access. But there's another one at on that bay on the road into Cloudy Bay. There's another free camp, and there's also another one down near Lighthouse where we went yesterday. Towards the Lighthouse, there's a free camp down there. So there's a few, but the thing is with this place, there's none on the north side. So when we first came in and we headed up north up to Denny's Bay, that is a beautiful part of the world, and there were no camps up there. I think there was not even a caravan park up there. There was no camping up there, so real shame. That's actually, you make sure you drive up there. It's a beautiful part of the world. Today's little touristy venture, get shucked. oyster bar. I wonder if it's like the blue oyster bar. Is that way or this way? Oh, this way. Look at the size of these. Like, that's a normal size lemon. What size is that? That is huge. So there's their oyster farm just out there. And yes, it's a drive-through oyster bar. Drive-through oyster bar. They are absolutely sensational. Wow. What a rig. What a rig. Righto. That's definitely on the list of things to do. The drive-through oyster bar. I could wait for them easy. What are they fucking make me go for? Just the way up. Might take the wrong road.
No, I think so.
Called Get Shucked. Oh, wow. What do we have? Panko, which has done that funny panko crumb. With some real nice sauce, whatever that was. The natural ones, oh, I couldn't believe the size of them. No, just huge. I'm not a natural oyster person, but they were beautiful. And Kilpatrick, which tasted better than any Kilpatrick I've had. And that's the oyster farm straight in front of us. Any traffic your way, babe?
I'm right.
You're right. Here we go. How far from the ferry are we? It's like, there you go. Get Shucked Oyster Farm. Yep, chuck that on the list. Righto, we're done on Bruny. Want to do lots more walks, but Karen broke her wing, so the old chook broke her wing. So we didn't do as many walks and stuff, but did the cruise, the oysters, the bloody Alana pub, which is just sensational. Some good local-ish fish. And I don't know what it is about calamari down here, but everyone just cooks it perfectly. You've got to do that Denny's point end. So we're the caravan, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. It's all gravel roads, it's quite nice, but that whole northern end of Bruny was just so beautiful. I've said it before. You've got to have a drive around there, preferably without the van, so you can just stick the nose up all the little nooks and crannies. It's a beautiful bay I can see from here. Like, it's just, yeah, very beautiful place. A lot of walks to the lighthouse. We went for a drive down there. You drive down Cloudy Bay and camp down there, which I would probably do next time, especially if I didn't have the caravan on. If I had a little camper, like I got the big wobbly box this time, but if I had the little camper, I'd probably go down and do the drive up the beach and camp there. Would be pretty cool, I reckon. But even this trip, we thought we'd have heaps of time, a month in Tassy, and it just goes, time's just flying by. We're going now, I'm just going up to near Huonville to drop in on a mate that used to live up north, and we're just going to have a chat to him, have a beer and play in his shed, and then we'll be back to Bellerive for an overnighter before we head up to Coles Bay tomorrow. That's right, isn't it?
Yep.
Up Coles Bay way. I'm going to do some walks, even if the chook's still out of action, and that should be good. What else about Bruny Island? Best bit? What's the best bit? Can't talk about bedroom activity, bub.
Yeah.
Actually, the shirts were funny in that oyster place. It said, get shucked, the fuel for love. And their picture on the shirt was a heap of little swimmers. It's pretty funny. Fuel for love. The aphrodisiac. How they made those oysters so big. So what's your best part? What's the best part of Bruny? The boat cruise is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Going around all the cliffs.
Yep.
That was pretty, I don't know, the best. The whole place is pretty cool. Very nice.
That cheese platter?
Oh yeah, the cheese, the fact that one of those cheese was only a day old cheese, and yeah, that cheese, beer and bread, how can you go wrong? The beers there, I had that platter of beers. The paddle of beers, and they were all good. And like one was a dark ale, and look at that, oh, that is beautiful. The dark ale, yeah, even all their beers were nice, so yeah, very good place. A bit more arty these days. I can see it getting more and more touristy as time goes on. I see a motorised bike, look, he's going uphill. You're doing wheel stands. gravel road, so every time there's a gravel road, there's 20. There's 20 odd. Nice work, mate. Look, his wheels are all buckled and wobbly. That's funny. How's this for a free camp? This camp just here on the creek, right across from the Longley Hotel. Good Sunday afternoon session. Food was pretty basic, but anyway.